Hi there, members. It's Mike Bell here from the Armchair Trading Floor. Just on this particular trade, just giving you guys a few updates on where we are with this week's watch list. So going into this week's watch list, really, we got caught out by the dollar's strength. We expected further decline, which we still are at a point with our bias that there is further dollar decline to come. However, the dollar did show some signs of strength over the last 2 days, and that's what obviously caught us out with a few pairs. However, the strongest mover in the watch list was actually GBPUSD. Now, if I zoom this out on GBPUSD, we actually we actually wanted to have an open entry, this yellow circle, and this is where obviously we said that we were looking for shorts all the way down to the 1.38 handle. However, what it seems to be playing out right now is, if I zoom this out, we're actually looking on the 4-hour time frame. We've got a long-term bullish trend line, and I'll just delete some of this stuff right here. Now we've got this long-term trend line which goes from November last year and actually goes even before that. I can just extend this trend line all the way down to around June 2017. So you can see every time price comes down on this trend line, we have a bounce up, bounce up. Now we're approaching that after we obviously pulled back on GBP USD to last year's highest point, which was 1.3667. Now we've got this flag pattern obviously emerging, so we've got a bullish flag right there. We've actually exceeded our target of 1.38 and dropped a further 50 or 60 pips. Now we seem to be showing some sign of reversal on this new low. We've obviously went up down on the support and resistance of this descending trend. However, we've got a counter trend line which is a lot more stronger. So what we do expect is to see some form of a reversal here, as expected in our watch list. Now, we expected the bounce to come at 1.38 as the new key level. We should see 1.38 and then some play around this level, and then hopefully it seems that what's going to happen is we're going to just start to consolidate and price will begin to compress. And then hopefully we can break above the upside of this. So for me, I'm going to be entering a small trade on GBPUSD, going long all the way up to hopefully 1.3950. As soon as we've broken above that level again, then I'll be looking to go for an aggressive trade all the way up to complete this bullish flag pattern right there. If I take a look at the next move that we've just sent out, is the Aussie dollar. So for Aussie dollar, again, what we've seen is this bearish cycle. We are still on a downtrend on the Aussie dollar. However, what we should see is the bearish cycle is actually being completed. We're a couple of pips up right now in this trade, but what we are expecting is price to come up to actually touch this trend line, hopefully create another bullish flag pattern, and we've highlighted this circle, this yellow circle, and this is where we're going to take another entry, hopefully if we've broken above, to complete this flag pattern up to our target. Now in this particular trade, what we'll be looking at is we'll be looking at the key resistance zones on this for our take profit 1. So we've got our take profit 1 set at 1.78, which is our first level of resistance, which is the previous level of support. And what we should see is hopefully if we break above that one on the upside, we will get to the next target, which is the 1.7891. So stay tuned for now. We'll obviously look and see where this pair goes up, and let's see if we can complete this bullish flag and get a second entry in this one, and we'll just keep you guys posted. Going into the cryptocurrency stuff, looking into the cryptocurrencies, we've obviously sent out one for Ethereum. Now what we've got here on Ethereum is, I'm actually on the daily chart right now. If we zoom this in, what we're looking for is we're currently sat around this this 850 to 865 price range. Now what we need is, you see this blue moving average. This moving average is going to hopefully act as some form of support, and what we're hoping for is price to just form. Just get this on here. What we want is this moving average just to continue and do that, and then we'll just get the other one. Get the other brush tool, and what we're looking for is a moving average crossover. Now a lot of you guys that obviously have been with the armchair trading for some time will know that as soon as we get a moving average crossover, then we will definitely see some bullish activity, because that's usually the signal. So for what we need to see in the next 2 or 3 days is price to just come above, sit above the moving average, and then we should see target 1 and then target 2, which will be an aggressive move. So that's what we're hoping for, price to come up, sit above the moving average, and then see some strong bullish activity as we close the back end of March. For our confirmation for this is we've actually got a very simple trend line forming from the top, and price has been compressing in this triangle. So that's what we've got, and we are literally at the level of breakout. We're waiting, we are in a critical breakout zone for these cryptocurrencies, and this goes across all pairs. If we have a look here, you can see we are literally just waiting to break to the upside or to the downside. So for me, I'm still bullish on the cryptos. All we need to do is break above, do a retest, sit above the moving averages, and then we'll get a crossover, and that will send us sky high up to hopefully targets of 1,400 for Ethereum. And if we look at XRPUSD, again, we're looking at the same kind of move. We've got this triangle formation. I'll just zoom this into a 4-hour because it's a lot cleaner to see. So going from this top wick, we'll zoom this in, top wick, we've actually had a breakout, spiked up the resistance zone of 95 cents today. We pulled back, and then again, if we have a look here, we are now using this moving average, and that is literally sitting as the new level of support. So all we need to do is get a nice solid break above this 20 EMA. So as soon as we get prices sit above this moving average, we will again see a moving average crossover, and that should look something like this. Just change the price, change the colour of that. There we go. So if we get that, we get that crossover off that moving average on the daily time frame and on the 4-hour time frame, what we will see is a nice signal for the money to power in, and then we can obviously head up to our profit targets as well. So our first zone that we'll be looking for in our positions is going to be a resistance zone of $95 to be broken, And then finally, I'll just break this down. So we've got a short-term target of 96 cents to be broken, a medium-term target of the almighty $1 to be broken, retested, and then we'll hopefully sit above this. And then we'll be looking at breaking 120 because we've already broke through $1. We failed to continue to keep a close above. We've got this long-term level of support which I've highlighted here, which is the 85 to 90 cent region. Now this is going back from December 2017. If I zoom this in right here, we can see that we spiked down into that 95 cent dollar really. Yeah, we spiked into this 95 cent dollar really quickly in January the 15th, and then I just had a sporadic boost up. We also came down, didn't manage to sustain that level of support, which led us to create a new trendline bounce on the 6th of February, which is highlighted right here. However, overall, what we've got is 85 cents to 89 cents acting as a strong level of support for this pair. Again, over the last 2 weeks, we've failed to try and close above it. We've sustained that level of support. Now, this gives us extra confirmation that we should be seeing further upside as we move into the middle to end of March, and hopefully what we'll get is a break above. As soon as we've broken above 120, we're going to see some massive moves. We'll get to our usual daily range of between 40 to 70 pips on XRP USD. If I look at the other charts, let's just have a look. We're looking at USDJPY. USDJPY, we actually call this one to the T if you obviously had a look at our watch list. Now, we mentioned on our watch list, as when the market opened here, that we were looking for a spike up to our key level, which was around the 107.45 level, and then we're going to see a break above, and we still are confirmed with our bias that we're going to be seeing 104 to 103 US dollars to each Japanese yen. Now, the confirmation for this again is we've got this trend line that we need to break up under from that low, and then we wanted to have entries at this level right here with our stop loss above last week's previous high as per the watch list. Now, what we'll be looking for is we can still grab an entry on this pair. If you've missed out on it, that's completely fine. We can still grab an entry because all we need to do is break under this. Let me just get this. All we need to do is just break this trend line. If we break this trend line, then we're going to be looking at a very simple break down to the level of support 106.47 to 106.50. A nice simple retest, and then we are literally going to be going all the way down to $104, but having a first stall at 105.50, and then if we manage to break 105.50, we will literally be free falling down to 1.04, and that is what this trade is going to be looking like on USDJPY. But for now, obviously continue to reach out to us in the members zone if you have any further questions, or you want to check out the PDF modules. Just go on the website, have a read through the PDFs. If anybody wants to have a trading view session with us so that we can help you use the tools on trading view, please let us know, and thank you very much for your time.